All right, what is up? I'm back again, and we are here to finalize this little UFC 311 um, post weigh-in show. Here, we've got some little photos that we've brought up here. We'll take a look at some of these fighters. I can tell you right off the bat, not a lot has changed as far as what I am seeing and what I'm going to be betting on in these fights. Um, let's just bring this right on up here. Give me a second. Yeah, after watching these, I not a lot has changed as far as I'm concerned. I still am seeing the same type things. Let's go over each match here, and I'll give you my picks again. Kind of reiterate my points on these. First matchup: Tagir Ulanbekov taking on Clayton Carpenter. Here's Clayton Carpenter on the scale at the ceremonial weigh-ins. There's Tagir face to face. Hey, we got a size advantage here. Not only do I think that Tagir is going to have a reach advantage, when somebody's smiling in your face, Clayton Carpenter, he's obviously pretty confident in what he thinks he can get done here. So I think he's going to try and go to wrestling. If that is, I believe, the best method for him. I don't think he wins a striking matchup. I don't know. Maybe he'll surprise me and pull one out. I don't really have anything on this matchup. I don't have any bets in for Tagir, but as the fight goes on, this might be something that you want to hit at a live situation, kind of see how it's playing out. If he's not getting the takedowns, then I would look for Tagir to probably take that over, and you're gonna know that pretty quickly, probably within the first couple shoots that Clayton might take there. But ultimately, I'm gonna go Tagir still. Nothing has changed there. Next matchup, we got Ricky Turcios taking on Bernardo Sopaj. We see Sopaj right there on the scale. There is Turcios looking like a little constipated. And there they are in their face-off. Turcios does look like he has a little size advantage, but I don't think it's going to matter. I think the skill difference is going to show up here. I think the quickness is still there on Sopaj's side. So I am going to side with him still. I don't see any change there. The odds on this have gotten better. He's gone from up in the minus 355s, and I believe he's down below 300 now, somewhere in the 200, maybe even 250s range right now, which that's kind of surprising, seeing him go that far in the bettable, what I call bettable range right there. I mean, like I said, those are parlays all day for me, and I still think that he wins this matchup. I am not quite sure how everything has changed so drastically for him, but yeah, well, not quite 250, minus 278 right now on DraftKings. So obviously some bets are coming in on Turcios, but I feel pretty confident that Sopai can get this done. I don't think Turcios has the power to knock him out. I think that's pretty much the way that he's going to have to get it done if he's going to. Next up, Muin Gafarov taking on Rinya Nakamura. Here is Muin Gafarov on the scale there, looking okay. And there is Rinya. No big size difference here between these two. It's pretty, I mean, Rinya does have a little bit of height advantage on him, but ultimately I don't think that's going to play the big factor. Rinya can be a little bit wild at times, so as long as he stays safe and doesn't get cracked with a big shot from Gafarov, then I think he's going to be able to basically control this wherever it goes. I think if he can get the back, possibly get a submission in there himself, but ultimately I think he's gonna. I would say this is going to be a knockout. But either way, Rinya by finish, I think, is what we're going to see here. Either submission or knockout, but I would probably go knockout in this one. I think this is going to be a good fight while it lasts, but I am going to side with Rinya Nakamura. Nothing's really changed here. I think he's going to be too athletic, and I think he's better everywhere this fight would go. So that's who I'm going to side with in this one. All right, and continuing on, here's my girl Eileen Perez taking on Carol Hosa. There is the face-off. She got a little snooty in that face-off. Kind of did her thing. Kind of got the little under-the-skin edge that she has there. So nice. But and she made sure to shake the booty on the way out. So give everybody a treat. But right now, I'm going to stick with her. I'm going to go with Perez. I think she looks like she's the same little fiery chick that she always is. So I'm going to go with her. I think she can get this done. She's I don't know. She's not like the greatest but she's good at what she does. And I think the pressure is going to be there. She looks like she's ready to go. Hosa's good. And in a women's fight, I think a lot of these are going to come down to decision, and then it's a toss-up. It's always a toss-up when you're involving the judges. And I think, in my opinion, this one is going to go long, and I'm just going to – I think Perez is going to end up getting it done. But that's who my pick is in this one. And right now, she is still the underdog. So, if you feel the same way, she is obviously a pretty decent underdog, I think, this week. All right, we got the newcomer. Here he is, Azamat Bekoev, taking on – there he is on the scale. Looks good. Looks like he's been training. Zach Reese. Zach Reese also looks like he's ready to go. So I think this is going to be an interesting one. Bekoev made a little push in after the face-off was basically done, and Reese wasn't having any of it, didn't look amused at it one bit. So they both look like they're fired up. I think this is going to be – I'm still going to side with Reese in this. I picked him earlier when he was facing Dumas, and I think he's going to be able to get this done too. He's got a size advantage. And like I said, the fights that I was able to see with Bekoev, I'm not overly impressed with him. He's not bad. I'm not saying he's a bad fighter or anything. I'm just not floored. I think that Reese is going to have a speed advantage, and we'll see if I'm right in that. But I'm going to take Reese. He is an underdog as well. So I got a few underdogs now on this. Diego Ferreira taking on Grant Dawson. I did put in a bet on a little parlay that I had with a bonus on Grant Dawson earlier. So I'll go ahead and bust that one out here in just a little bit for you. Give you all an idea of what I'm thinking on that after this is over. But I'm still going to side with Grant Dawson. The age difference still, I think, is going to play a factor. I think Grant Dawson is going to do what he always does, which is come in and constantly go for takedowns. Once he gets them, I think he's going to control enough of the time. Even if Diego does get up in later rounds, I think by then the power is going to be a little bit less. I don't think he's going to be able to catch him with that big shot. And I just look for Grant to be able to take this down and control it on the ground for the majority of the fight. So I got to go Dawson in that one. All right, here's the newcomer, Elikana versus Bogdan Guskov. Now, I heard something earlier that Elikana had told, I believe, Daniel Cormier that he hadn't even been training before this match, had basically come right off the couch and just kind of made it work in a week's time. I have said before, and I won't pick a person coming in on short notice like that, especially a UFC newcomer, no matter how tough they are. And this dude he doesn't look like he just came off the couch to me. I think that was a bunch of bullshit. I think he was kind of playing it up. He looks like he's obviously been training, unless he is lifting dumbbells on his couch. And here's Guskov right here. He looked good, looks ready to go too. I don't know. He always looks at his opponent like that for some reason, kind of looks him up and down, whatever. I'm picking Guskov in this. I think he can get it done. I think he's got the power, and I think he's the more experienced fighter out of the two. Elikana is going to have to prove it to me before I'm going to pick him in a fight, especially being a newcomer coming in on short notice. Usually that's done so you can get a contract and get your foot in the door, which he's probably going to get another fight after this anyway. So unless he gets completely just flatlined in about 10 seconds. So I think it's going to be one of those matches that you could see a little back and forth, but ultimately I think Guskov gets it done. Reinier de Ridder taking on, or no, I'm sorry. Hony Barcelos taking on Peyton Talbot. That's up next. I guess they moved him up. Yeah, different order here. All right, Peyton Talbot. Okay, I'm going to go with Peyton Talbot. No ifs, ands, or buts here. The age of Barcelos kind of worries me there, and I think that Talbot's got too much skill. I think he gets it done on the feet or possibly submits him pretty much wherever he wants this fight to go. I think he's going to get it. But yeah, that's going to be my pick. I'm going to go Talbot on this one. All right. Next up, we have Reinier de Ridder taking on Kevin Holland. Here we see de Ridder on the scale. And here we see Holland. Holland looking great as usual. Usually he probably doesn't have to cut a lot of weight for these type of matches up at 185. He was doing a little talking back and forth, but de Ridder didn't look like he was having any of it. Just kind of looked at him. I don't know if there was a language barrier or anything for him, but wasn't going back and forth, and Kevin Holland likes that back and forth. De Ridder looks like he's all business. I do have a bet in with this one as well with de Ridder. So, we'll see if those pan out. Obviously, I've already given you those, so we'll see. We have Sergey Spivak taking on Yelton Almeida. Both guys look like they are ready to go. Almeida doesn't look as defined in this as he used to. He's coming in, I believe his weight was 243, if I remember right. And Spivak was actually a little lighter than that. I wouldn't say he came in at 238 or something around there. So I kind of expected Spivak to come in a little bit heavier, but in this, I think it's just going to come down to speed and athleticism. Honestly, I think Spivak's good. Nothing taken away from him, but the size is there for Almeida, and that was the one thing I was wondering, is he's going to have the size to take him down. But seeing now, I think he is going to have it, and he's just so good on the ground. He's a finisher. I got to side with him. Just he's been doing it at a high level. He's only lost the one match in the UFC, so I just got to side with Almeida in this one. All right, the feature bout on the main card here: Jamahal Hill taking on Jiri Prochazka. Jiri walking out with the woman that he was talking about in the interviews that was diagnosed with cancer, and before she got radiation treatment, she was growing her hair and doing it like Jiri does his, and he ended up shaving his in solidarity with her. But he looks ripped. He looks like he's ready to go. He fired up. This is going to be a good match. Both of these guys are ready to get some redemption back. Both of them have losses to the same people, and they all, you can tell they want to prove themselves here. But I got to go Hill. As much as I love Jiri, and I would rather see Jiri win, and he does kind of scare me. I got to be honest with you. When he's on, he's on. But I just think that Hill's going to be too much. I think that Hill's the cleaner of the two as far as striking goes, and I think he's going to have – I think Jiri, all the movement is going to be a detriment to him. I don't think it's necessarily needed, and I think it'll be a little bit where Hill will just come right at you, and I think he'll get it done. Maybe late second round is what I'm thinking. Here's the man. This is what I'm putting all the marbles on right here. Umar Nurmagomedov, I think he gets it done. Merab Dvalishvili looks good. Didn't come out in his hat. I think Umar was asking him about it when they were at the face-offs, like, where is it? And he said, I believe he said, I forgot. Like, yeah, he shook his head like, I forgot. So I think Umar was kind of like, what the fuck? Like, kidding me? But yeah, Umar's got the size advantage here, and I just think he's better everywhere it goes. This is my most confident pick, honestly. And the odds just keep getting better, so I'm gonna hit it again. Obviously, I'm not gonna give up on this. I think Umar gets this done. I'm more confident in Umar getting it done than I am Islam. So I may look like an idiot after saying this, but I just think he's gonna be there's going to be a wide gap in skill level with these two. And I think he gets it done pretty easily, but Merab's going to have to prove me wrong again. We'll see. There they are talking to Joe. And then Moicano stepping up. Money Moicano stepping up to take his first UFC championship opportunity against Islam Makhachev. There he is on the scale. And there is Makhachev looking good as usual. I loved what he said in his interview. Asked him if it was a big deal getting this call on short notice, and he said, "I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't care who it is. This is my chance. I gotta win." That's fucking awesome. As much as I want him to win, I cannot see it. I can't wrap my head around it. I think this is going to be a matchup where I think it's a second round submission, late second round. And the shoulder thing, I don't know what the hell is up with the shoulder thing. When I saw him earlier this week, I don't think his shoulder looked like that again. But now look at that shit. It looks like it's completely off the bone. This is the same thing that I was wondering about as soon as the matchup started, the last one. And he ended up having a separated shoulder there. So I have no idea what's going on with the shoulder, but it's just weird. And I'm not truly sure that that's not a very, very serious injury that he's just not getting fixed because he needs the money. So we'll see how this goes. But I got to side with Makhachev. I think Islam's going to be too much. I think he's going to take him down when he wants to, and I think he's going to submit him eventually, or possible just knockout. Honestly, I could see him keeping it on the feet because as good as I thought Moicano looked the last time, and maybe I'm wrong in this, I think that Islam has gained that ground in striking it, and I think that he's right up there with some of the cleanest strikers right now in the lightweight division. So I won't take it away from him. If they stand and bang, I still feel confident he gets it done. But my ultimate is Umar. I think Umar definitely gets it done, and I like him better out of the two. You get a little bit better odds, so we'll see how it goes. But that's pretty much what I want to do with that one. Now, I did say that I had put in a bet here, and I'll go ahead and pop that one up. Here is my UFC boosted parlay that I put in on DraftKings. This one, it's one of those that you get. They will boost your bet 50% if you can get it to a 4-leg parlay, and each piece has to be minus 250 or better. So you can only put. I can only put a max of $20 on it, so I couldn't even go my usual full unit. But I am going to go Guskov with a minus 3.5 spread. Now, obviously, I am thinking there's going to be a finish in this fight. I think that Guskov can get it done. I just can't trust a newcomer coming in. I think it's going to be kind of a major disadvantage. And I think, like I said, doing this, if he has truly not been training, then I like this bet even more. And I think Guskov gets it done. But even if he doesn't, I think he's still could be a unanimous decision. We'll see if this backfires on me. And of course, I'm taking Umar on money line on this one. And then I'm also going to take Almeida with a minus 5.5 spread. They actually have this at a minus 7.5 spread for minus 225. So I bumped it down to a minus 5.5, and I still was able to get it at a reasonable range, right under where I needed it to get that bonus boost on this. And then after looking at it more and just going through everything, I like Dawson still. I liked him from the very get-go, and I'm just not going to go away from it. I think that Grant Dawson has the ability to get this done on the ground, keep it on the ground, hold it on the ground possibly, and wear Diego out to where his hands are less of a threat later on in the match. Just a couple, and I think you'll get it there. But all this, $20 will get you 106. Again, I'm not breaking the bank here. We're going to put some more stuff in later on and get some bets out there. But I hope you enjoy UFC 311. I hope you've enjoyed this little mini breakdown after the fact of these guys coming back out and doing the weigh-ins. It's been fun, 311. We got a break after this next week, but we'll be back with some football stuff. Me and Josh are always doing the football breakdowns, and that's going to get hot and heavy here soon. So we will be back with that. And other than that, we will see you soon. This is Be All In Sports. Remember, bet it wisely and hope for a huge return. I'll see you next time. Peace.